Hello, in this video we're going to be talking about how to make Scantron sheets using Fulton Connect. So first go ahead and log on as you would do normally to Fulton Connect using Employees Portal right here. Then you're going to click on IMS. When you do, you're going to see main menu to the left hand side. So the first thing we have to do is to actually make the Scantron key. So you have to make a test key essentially. So you're going to click on quick test entry, and then you're going to click on the content, whatever content that you are. I teach science 8th grade, so I'm going to click on 8th grade science, and when I do, as you can see, I've already created 3 tests, but we're going to make new, just like you are doing probably right now. Pretend like there are no tests under my folder. So you're going to click on the plus sign, the green plus sign with the page right here to create new. And you're going to name your test. So let's name it test 1. And then you don't have to put anything in the body paragraph. You might want to for yourself for later to describe the test, but you don't have to. And then you do have to link a content area in order for you to publish this. So just FYI, anytime you see this guy right here, that means yes, you have to attach something. So you're going to click on this, and it's going to generate all the contents again. Again, I teach science, so click your content, click your grade, and you're going to select one. And you know that whatever you selected is attached or will be attached because it changes the color of the font to red, as you can see here. If you click on something like this and nothing changes, that means this is not linked. This is linked. After one of the fonts change and you've linked it, you're going to click the green check mark. Again, this is Fulton Connect thing, like you're going to click this icon to say okay. So as you can see, it tells me right here, 8th grade course, 8th grade science. Perfect. Now, tell the test how many questions you have. For the sake of the demo, I'm just going to say we have 5 questions. And yes, I want them to distribute the points equally based on 100%. And apply. And when you do, as you can see, each question is worth 20 points because they've just distributed it. Now make your key. Depending on however you made your test, so I'm hoping that you already have a test in front of you, go ahead and mark the correct answer. So for my test, let's say all the correct answers are A's. Then you're going to say save. And that's it for the key. Now we have to release the assignment. This step is very important because if you don't release the assignment, then it is not going to grade the test for you when you get to the Scantron machine. So make sure you do this step. So back to main menu, click release and assign assessment. You only have the one option really. Click on your name and all of your classes pop up. Again, here's this magnifying glass guy, so I know I have to attach something. In this case will be your key. So click on it. Go back to your content area and your grade level, and it's going to give you all the tests that you've made. For our demo, it was test 1, so we'll click on this. Again, the font changes to red, so I know it's attached. I have to click this, say select. Now it's attached. For me, I'm going to give the same test to all my kids, let's just say, so I'm going to say select all, of course, except for homeroom, because they don't take tests there, and click next. You don't have to change anything here. This really right here, the release date, the due date, the time allowed, is only if they're taking it electronically. And I know this is something that Fulton County is pushing for in the future, and it's a really cool feature because then the students can take it right on their device. But for now, since we're making them take it on Scantron, just leave everything blank. The only thing you might want to change is this, the grading period. If you want to specifically say, I want this to go under semester 1 or 2 or benchmark, then go ahead and click that. If you don't care, just leave it here and just remember that you left it here. So we're just going to leave it alone. We're going to say this. whatever the default is. And then again, save. See, another simple step. Now you've released it to your students. I can see that I've released it to 13 students in this section, 8 in this section, and so on and so forth. Now, what happens if this reads release to 0 students? Well, that happens if you release the same assignment to the same students. So like, let's go back and assign the same thing that we just had. So 8th grade, test 1. Click next. When you assign them the same question, you're going to see this, release to 0. That's just their way of telling you, hey, you've already done this part. Okay, so now we have made our key, released the assignment already. So we're ready to make the scantrons. So go back to main menu, go to pre-slug scan sheet. This is probably the part where you remember from our professional development. Go to pre-slug by campus and your name should pop up. Always choose a form type to say PCG plain paper 60. Unless you're doing more than 60 questions, then you want it to say 120. But for now, we're going to say 60. Again, I see this guy, so I know I have to attach something. Again, in this case, is your test key. So go back to your content. For me, it's science, 8th grade. Test 1 is what we just made. Whoops. So if you click on it, it gives you an option to modify, but don't do that. Click on this. See, I made the mistake of opening that window. So click on the paper itself. Then it will highlight in red again. Green check. Additional label, you don't need it, but for now I'm just going to put name. And then let me explain to you what all this means. Now you've attached the test. You have 3 options: print test page, print blank, and print forms. When you click print test page, it's just going to show you what it's going to look like. I only assigned 5 questions, so I have a barcode and this is what it's going to show. Don't print this one and give it to the kids, because when you fit it through the Scantron machine, it's always going to read it as this one student who has their ID number 0 through 9. And that's not so. So only use this just to test it for yourself to see how it's going to print, but don't give it to the kids. So giving it to the students, you're only going to select between print blank, print forms. Now, I like print blank, and I'm going to tell you why. When you click print blank, this is what shows up. So print blank looks like this. As you can see, there's nothing filled out here and there's nothing filled out here. For a demo, I've only given them 5 questions. That's why it shows up like this. But if it was a real test, of course, it would have all the bubbles here. Now, I like this one because I can only print. I just print this once to the printer that uses our toner, and then I can go to the copy machine and make however many copies I need. Now, the only caveat to this is that the students have to actually put in their student ID number that's given to them by Fulton County. It typically starts with 1100 something. Unless they've transferred in or whatever the case may be, then it might be 2000 something. So it's going to fill out all these numbers here except for these last two boxes. The students should know their ID number, but if they don't, remember that you have it in your roster sheet as well. You do have to tell the students to bubble them in nice and neat and clean using number 2 pencil. If they make marks like this, then it will not show up and it will not give them a grade. So this is a very important step. Now, let's say that you didn't want the students have to go through all that. Then you would click print forms. But if you just click this, it's going to say one item in the table must be selected. That means you need to select your classes is what it's saying. So again, I click all my classes except for my homeroom. Then I click print forms. Then it's going to generate all of my students, including their ID numbers. And so the students don't have to worry about doing this. They just fill out their answers, and then I feed it to the Scantron machine. It's going to give them a grade. The only thing about this is that since it's going to print from our printers, and as you can see, I'm going to be printing like 89 pages, and that's a lot. So unless you really, really, really wanted to do this, I highly recommend that you go and do this. It works just the same. Alright, so now we've made our Scantron sheets. You've either printed it like this or you've printed it like this, blank. And you've made your copies, right? The next step is to actually scan them in. And I don't have the machine in front of me, so I'm going to just have to go by my PowerPoint here. So when you go into the teacher's copy room, there's that one computer there. Go ahead and log in like you would do normally. Once you do, you're going to see a software icon about right here on the computer, and it's going to say PCG Assessment Tool. Double click on it and it will open this window. On the most upper left hand corner, Login button appears, and so you're going to log in using your Fulton County ID. So if my name is Jason Smith, then I'm going to say Smith J, or whatever your ID is. The password is not same as your Fulton County password. Everybody at this point has the same password. It's FCSD, Fulton County Schools District 12013. This will change in the future, and they've told us that they will let us know when this does change. Now click Assessment by Class after you log in. You'll see your name, so you click on it and open up all of your classes. Okay, once you do, make sure that you select your print or your scanner as TW Brother MFC. There's only one option really on the drop-down menu, so select that one. Put your pile together. I think it only takes up about 40 to 50 at a time, so I would divide your stack in half. Put half of your stack face up, head first, so your header is going to be the one that gets fed through the machine first. Put them together and then click Scan. I've timed it, and it takes about 3 to 4 seconds each page, so it's relatively quick. But it's going to take a while, so just let it go through. Once it all goes through, then this will light up, and you're going to press Submit. You have to press this in order for you to see the score and the number of correct responses, and your status will change to graded. So after the students receive their grade, there are a few ways that you can record their grades. One is to just write them down right there, and as it comes through, just write them down. Or you can screenshot them as it comes through, because when you see this page, it will not let you print this page. So you might have to screenshot it like I did here. And if you don't know what that means, select option 1 or 3, which is to go back to Fulton Connect when you get back to your desk. And under main menu, you're going to select student tracking, and then it will show the results there. And I'll make another tutorial for this part later, so if you have any questions in between, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'll be more than happy to help you. All right, happy grading, everybody.